Well, hey, this is Peewee here, just out cruising the countryside here in Liberty. Today is it's a Friday. This video is starting out with me and Hank here in Liberty, out in the country. But by this evening, we will be in Cincinnati, Ohio, visiting our two oldest daughters, their husbands, and our grandson Colton. So, looking forward to this trip today. But today we start out here in the country, taking Hank for a ride. Hank, come here and say hello to everybody. There's Hank. And he likes riding in the truck and cruising through Liberty. And anyhow, just enjoy the scenery. Take care. Well, Hank and I just got back to the house, and Hank is he stays in a fence. His backyard is about 40 foot by 40 foot square. The back porch is inside the fence, so he's got the porch there that covers him from all kinds of weather, and he's really got a nice setup. And but Hank, he's on a leash when we're in here in town. We'll walk him and take him on a leash. And we'll let him loose a little bit. And I guess we should have started that when he was a puppy. Because now when you turn him loose, he'll just run. He just runs. He's getting better. But he will just run. And he'll run down to the creek. He'll run into the weeds or the woods. And occasionally it goes across the street. And but he usually comes back to the front porch. He usually knows the extent of how much he can run. And I'm calling for him to come back home. I'm like, Hank, and there's times he's in the weeds and you don't see him for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You're like thinking, I don't know where he went. And but I'll keep calling for his name. And next thing you know, you hear him rustling through the weeds, and he responds to his name being called. He runs to the front door. And I think he loves the weeds. I think he loves the creek. And I think he loves being free and running wild. But I'll tell you this, he really likes his house. He likes coming to the front porch, and he likes his backyard area where he hangs out. And so it's kind of like us. There are times that me and you, as if you're a Christian, there's times that you and I, we get in the weeds, or we take advantage of some liberty that we have or some freedom. And next thing you know, we find ourselves kind of running a little wild. We shouldn't, but we find ourselves just kind of stretching our legs. But there's comfort when we come back to reality and we realize that there's a certain way to live, a certain way to walk. Coming home and coming back closer to the Lord is definitely safe. And I think Hank understands that coming back to the house is his safe place. And I'll tell you this, as a Christian, being close to the Lord is where it's safe and secure. And so we need to be careful when we think we want to get out and run loose into the weeds like Hank. We need to recognize that there's some dangers out there. Now, back to our dog, I know Hank needs to explore that, and I know he needs to learn, and he's better. And as we go along, we're not in a discipleship process with Hank, but kind of. As we go along, Hank is getting to be at a place where he's more disciplined. He responds better. He listens to us quicker. And so I'm thankful. Yes, I love my dog, Hank. We went out for a cruise this morning. It's on Friday. We're about to head to Cincinnati. And so he and I took a little road trip, drove down by the creek. We saw some turkeys. Maybe there was a photo you could have seen some of the turkeys. I think there was at least 30 turkeys over in that field. The cows weren't there today. Me and Hank like looking for the cows. We didn't see them. But here in Liberty, when you're cruising the back roads or cruising through town, you're liable to see turkeys, chickens, deer, you name it. And we just like to get out and cruise. Listen, thanks for riding shotgun with me. This is Living in Liberty with Peewee, and let's head to Cincinnati. See you later.